Hello everyone. As you all know, I am Neelima and currently I am doing PhD in ISC Bangalore. Today I'll be talk about the PhD interview, the basic about PhD interview, how you should prepare and what topic you should prepare. So I am doing PhD in like from life science background and currently I'm doing PhD in MBU department, that is molecular biophysics unit department. So I can help you about particularly uh, in the perspective of life science, but today I'll talk about the basic of PhD interview, not particularly on a subject or in a department. I'll talk about broadly how PhD interview you should give, and the basic needs and the basic things you should have, like you should prepare in your mind for the PhD interview. So first, I'll talk about few points and I'll explain each and every point in detail so that you can prepare like in your mind that okay, I need to know all these things, I need to know all these points for my interview. So the first thing you should know, your research interest. This is the most basic and most important point, I'd say. So your research topic, like many questions, like many students ask me about this, like how we should choose our research topic or how can we decide. So normally from life science background students, they come normally through gate or through CSR net, like, and I see my GRF, DVT, GRF from like through in these kind of exams, and they like they know like multiple topics, right? Let's say molecular biology, let's say biochemistry, let's say developmental biology, plant physiology, techniques, biotechnology, everything, every topic, so many topics we have in life science, and how we can decide or we can choose what topic we should pursue for our PhD program. Now the answer is very simple and basic. Let's say uh, you read about 13 units for CSIR net, right? But some people, you heard multiple times this kind of discussion that I love developmental biology but I don't like plant physiology that much. This is the point. So when you are studying or when you are learning that topic, you should decide which is more interesting, like for you, which topic is more interesting for you, choose based on that. Now the second point is, let's say after PhD interview, let's say you gave multiple interviews in different IITs, different institute, different state universities, ISC, everywhere you give the interview. Okay, fine. And you were selected in multiple institute. Let's say in ISC you have selected, and then in IITs you were selected. Now my point is, if let's say uh, let's say you love developmental biology or you love plant physiology, but the lab where you are selected in IIT, any IIT, that is something different. Let's say you are selected in a lab where mostly people do ecology, let's say. So, and you are selected in a state university or any other ISAR or those kind of institute where you are selected in a lab where people normally do this plant physiology or developmental biology. You always prefer that institute where you got your subject of interest. Never choose the institute. First, you choose based on your subject. Maybe you were selected in ISC also in different. Let's say in biochemistry you were selected, but you don't want to pursue a study in biochemistry field, right? So choose what subject you are interested in. Because if you, let's say based on institute you choose, okay, I got ISC or I got IIT. Let's say you were selected now, and you are selected in a lab where people do biochemistry, but you don't like biochemistry, right? So you I would say never choose ISC for ISC or IIT or any kind of big institute based on just because you are selected in that institute. Always prefer your subject. your interest, your topic of interest. Never choose a big institute where you are selected in a random any kind of topic in which you have no interest at all. So my first point would be, first, choose your topic of interest. That is the most basic and most important thing for your PhD. Because after 5 years or after 3 years of PhD, if you feel like I don't like subject or I don't like this kind of research, why I am here, all these things will come in your mind. So this is first point. Choose your topic of interest, not based on the institute or based on any other else. Okay, this is the first point. Second point is, be confident, polite and honest during the interview. First point is confidence, right? So let's say you are sitting in an interview room and people are like, professors are asking different kind of questions from different kind of topic, but in your face it is showing that I don't know how I can do this, what will be the answer. Like, your face is telling everything, your face is telling that you are not confident enough. So why they will choose you, right? So you should be confident enough. Second point is the politeness. You should be polite enough. Okay, you will give the answer, but not like, okay, I know. Let's say one professor is asking something about developmental biology, but he is from some other background. So you feel like, okay, I know this topic, I can answer all kind of questions, and you start arguing on a topic, on a questions. You start arguing, that will give a bad impact. So I'll say, if any professor is like is telling something else and your point is something else, you can just say, sir, as per my knowledge I know this, I can check later. You can just say that, and leave that questions. That will increase your chance, like your chance for for other questions. So you can face other questions, other easier questions than that. So you can do that. And last thing is honest. If you know one answer, you just say, sir, I know this. If you don't know, just say, I don't know, sir, I have to check. And third point is, if you know little bit, you try to say it. If you feel like, okay, I can tell this much about that questions, just say that and say, I know this much, but I'm not sure, I have to check. So this 3 point: politeness, you have to be confident enough inside that room and in front of that professors, those professors. And third is the honesty. I know, I don't know, I know, but little bit I know, I have to check, and then I can tell you the answers. Then the next point is, dress properly. This is one other important point, I would say. So uh, people will say you, okay, dress doesn't matter. Dress, if you give your questions beautifully, or if you answer the questions beautifully, so you don't need to think about all these things. But I'd say, dress properly, dress formally. Not like you are wearing coat and tie and all of this, sari and all of this during interview. Not like that. It is not something UPSC or something like that. But you can like wear formal t-shirts, formal kurtas and kurtis and all of these kind of dress formally, I'd say. Like, if you search in Google that, okay, interview, dressing, like dress for interview and all of that, you can find out very light color, some t-shirt or some shirt or something like those things. You can wear. Even if you have any kind of online interview, dress properly for that as well. I'd say, dress properly for that as well. For online interview also, you should dress properly before giving the interview. Next point, basic questions. So few basic questions they will ask you. So in any kind of PhD interview, in any institute, anywhere you will face these questions. Just write it down. Write it down. These questions they will ask you. First question, why you choose this topic? First question. If you say, sir, I want to like to do PhD on Drosophila. Let's say you said that interview. Last questions, which will come towards you is, first one is, why you choose this topic. First, just write it down, they will ask you for sure. Second, why you choose this institute particularly. Let's say you are coming ISC for the interview, and they will ask you why you choose this particular institute. You have multiple IITs, you have multiple ISOs, many state and central universities. Why you choose particularly this institute, they will ask for sure. And if they are discussing any topic, anything, they will ask you what is your opinion about that. Let's say they are designing one project. Okay, let's say you told, I like Drosophila, so I want to pursue my PhD like in this topic only. Let's say development, Drosophila larva development. Let's say you told that. They will try to design one project in front of you. They have that, like professors have that capacity that they can design one particular experiment or any particular project in front of you then and there. And they will start asking you what is your opinion about that project or about this experiment, how we can prove that, how how much relevant this topic in this current scenario. They will ask these questions. Write it down, why this topic, why this institute, and what is your opinion about this experiment or about this project. They will ask for sure. And next point, ready for the discussion. Be ready for the discussion. So, PhD interview is not like something like if you attend a PhD interview in ISC or IITs. I don't know about IITs because IITs I have attended one for IIT Kanpur only, and I got selected there as well. So what I realized from the PhD interview in IIT and both ISC, they like to do discuss with you. Let's say I told you, right, they will discuss, they will try to design one project or one experiment in front of you. So they will start discussing the things about different experiment and how you can design this experiment, how you can prove that, all these things they will start discuss. So be ready for the discussion, and honestly think twice before give any comment on that project, on that experiment. That just you think normally like a normal people, like a scientist. You think and you give the answer, that's all they want. And even if you are wrong, that doesn't matter. You can design or you can tell something, okay, I know, okay, I can, maybe I can do this kind of experiment to prove that thing, but yeah, I have to check, I have to check in the literature. You can just say that, not an issue. So ready for the discussion. Next is about publication. They will ask you if you have any publication. But like in normal scenario, people don't have any kind of great research or publication in their masters or in their graduation level. So you can say that if you have any publication, you can say. If you don't have any publication, then just say no sir, I don't have any kind of publication. And if you have publication, make sure you know each and every word of your publication. If you have any publication, mind my word, if you have any publication, make sure you know everything about that paper. Even they can ask you questions on your publication. They will. So in my case, I had one publication during my graduation time. So I was from botany background, so I had the publication on mycorrhizal studies. They start the, like they started the questioning from the mycorrhizal point of view, and they started the questioning, the questions were from my publication itself. What you learned about it, why you choose that topic for your like during the graduation itself, why you choose that kind of topic for any kind of research, and all of that they will start to ask. So be ready. If you have publication, then ready with it. If you don't have, just say I don't have any publication, that's all. About rank, okay. Now few students told me that sometimes they ask, what was your rank in this exam. So like that they will ask you. If you have rank, like good rank, let's say within 100 or 200, you can say I qualified this exam with this kind of rank. But you don't have, you if you have rank, let's say before after 1000 or something like that, then just say I qualified this exam, but I ranked after 1000, like that you can say just normally. Like professor generally not like they generally not ask these kind of questions, but I heard from 2 to 3 students that okay, sometimes they just generally ask, what is your rank, what was your rank in this exam, or what was your rank in that exam, like these kind of questions they will ask you. And okay, and one most important point is, if you have gap in between masters and phd, they will ask about that gap. Okay, so now if you are, let's say you qualify, like you passed your masters in 2021 and you are joining PhD in 2025. So 2021 to 2025, there is a 4 year gap, right? 4 years gap. There is a 4 years gap. Now they will start questioning about that gap. Okay, so like why this gap is there, of like is this a like, what kind of question they will ask from this gap is like, did you like, you have ever done any kind of internship in that period, or any lab where you worked? And next, if you have any kind of illness, physical illness, that you could not join phd, or if you like uh, if you didn't qualify the exam in that time period, and all of these kind of questions they will ask. If you have any kind of gap in between the phd and masters, you can say the reason that why you haven't joined the phd there and there, sorry, then and there just after masters. Let's say some people, they are slow learner, and they need time for qualifying some exams, or for that somehow they couldn't join the phd, and those kind of things they will ask. They may ask all, like these kind of questions I heard from few people who who has this kind of gap. They will ask these kind of questions from like they can face these kind of questions, why this gap is there, and if you were like pursuing some other things, some other, let's say internship, or any kind of thing, any lab, any research, like any lab you worked in, and something like those stuffs they will ask. And third, like last thing is your understand your program. Means if you are joining the phd, you know in and out about the phd, you should know all these points. So now how much pressure is there and all of that, if you ask 6, 7, 10 phd students, you can understand what is phd all about, and how much pressure you need, like you have to face in this time period, and what will be your social life, what will be your like, how much you can talk to your family, and how much you can join in the different kind of phases of your family. So these questions you can ask phd students, how actually phd is, and how much pressure like is there in phd, and do you really prepare for the phd, and all these questions you need to ask first, and you need to understand the phd program itself. Sometimes they will ask, like professors will ask questions, and you will give some questions, some answers, and they will start laughing and all of that. That thing also happened to me as well in front of my my face. I have faced those things, in panel itself. So don't lose your confidence if you are uh, going to give any kind of phd interview in recent times. So I think in may only, in isc they have scheduled the phd interviews, and in iits and all of other institute I don't have any kind of idea. But yeah, I will upload the the subject wise questions also. I will try to upload it as soon as possible. But this is the basic overview of PhD interview, and what should be your mindset, inside that room, in front of the panel. They will ask multiple questions, they will laugh, they will try to manipulate you with the questions. They will ask one question, and then if you can answer that question, they will try to ask other questions from your answer itself. Like that, they will try to, questioning. They will, so this is their job actually, in that day particularly. So yeah, and be ready to face it. And if you give 2 to 3 interview, PhD interview, you can understand, whatever I am saying, you can say all these points, because that time you have that, you will have that kind of thinking. Okay, I attended this much of interview, let's say 3 or 4 interview, and I have that basic feelings what kind of question they can ask, what kind of, you know things I have to face in that room in that particular day. So this is all about PhD interview, the basic about PhD interview. I'll upload subject wise also, and what kind of subject you need to know, based on life science background particularly, because I don't have, any experience in other background, but I have experiences in life science background, so I can tell you about life science background only. And yeah, thank you so much. If you like the video, please like it and share with your friends who are, preparing for PhD interview. They need to know all these basic points before they go for the PhD interview. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. I'll upload the subject wise video as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye bye.